What's up, everybody? It's your boy Billy back. We are here once again for another mycology. Um, Today's episode is kind of the point, kind of the essence of why I do these videos. Listening to the Breakfast Club, read this story, heard about this story about this man. I give you the gist of the story. This woman, this man has 3 kids, and he's currently dating this woman who is pregnant with his 4th child, her first child. They do plan on getting married, but the 3 kids that the mother of the 3 kids recently passed away, and the oldest of the 3, I think he's like 14. He just turned like in his preteens or whatever. The oldest one is being overly aggressive with the girlfriend per se, and it got to the point where he actually got physical with the girl. All he did was push her, but nonetheless, she's pregnant, and he put his hands on her. And when the sister of the soon-to-be mother went and talked to the boyfriend about it and suggested therapy, the boyfriend immediately responded with, "My son don't need no therapy." Needless to say, we are talking about a black family. I don't understand. I wish I went to therapy as a child. I wish my parents had the money to take me to therapy because I needed it. I was angry. I needed anger management. Let's just put it like that. Growing up, I was very aggressive, but I was always provoked. I was never just an aggressive type person. I was always provoked. Not to say that makes it better, but when I tell people, I was an angry kid growing up, their first thought is, who didn't love you? You know what I'm saying? Why was your life so bad? It wasn't. My life wasn't bad. It wasn't like, it wasn't, just this horrible thing. Y'all excuse me and turn the sound off on the phone. It wasn't just this horrible thing that I went through growing up. It was just my life per se. I was always provoked. Y'all can see me. I'm a big dude. I'm a big dude. I've been big all my life. And I got picked on for being big. And as a child, you're not able to comprehend that, it's crazy because I wish we as adults could think more like children. It helps more to think like a child as you get older than vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the kids who had to grow up really fast. A Michael Jackson, a Macaulay Culkin, what's my dude name? Corey Feldman. Like all these child actors that had to necessarily grow up faster than everyone else, and look how their lives turned out. They're not the best lives. Macaulay Culkin is doing better. Most of them are doing better. Look at it, Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore was on drugs at like 12 or something like that. Like, it's crazy, you know what I mean? But As an adult, I feel that nowadays, especially nowadays, as an adult, it's almost easier. It makes life a little more palatable when you think of things like a child. You know what I'm saying? But growing up, I was picked on a lot, and I came to my realization. This is why I call this mycology, because after meditation, after thinking, not necessarily a lot of therapy, but meditation and thinking, just going back over, wondering what could I have done more. And ladies, this is why I say when it comes to dating a man, the most important thing you can do is know what you want. If you know what you want, understand that this is what you want, and you're not necessarily aggressive but assertive about knowing what you want, a man will respect that and make sure he takes care of that for you. That's all we ask as men. Know what y'all, please, ladies, just know what you want. Let us know what it is you want, and then be consistent with it. You know what I mean? But anyway, another subject for another day. But in my thinking, in my meditation, what I remember, what made me mad growing up was the fact that I just wanted them to stop. That's all it was. I just wanted them to stop. It's as simple as it is. That's all I wanted. Listen, you can talk about me. You can talk about me behind your back. You can talk about me in your head. You you can talk. You can. I even give you a one. You got 1 or 2 times to say it to my face. But ultimately, I just want you to stop. Don't say it. Just keep it to yourself. If you think I'm fat bastard, fine. That's fine. Keep it to yourself. You think I need to lose some weight, fine. Keep it to yourself. You think I look like the Michelin Man, fine. Keep it to yourself. I've been called Grimace. For those that don't know, that's the purple mascot from McDonald's. You know, I've been called the Pillsbury Doughboy. I've been called the Michelin Man. I have been called it all. To my face, nonetheless. All I asked was for the kids to stop. That's all I asked. And so what ends up happening, you tell the teacher. I went through the command staff for all my law enforcement people. I went through the chain of command. I went through the chain of command. I said to them, went to the teacher. Teacher, he's picking on me. He or she is picking on me. Can you tell them to stop? Okay, they wouldn't stop. Went to the teacher again. They still picking on me. Can you tell them to stop? They wouldn't stop. Now and I have to throw this caveat out there because it does matter. I went to a predominantly white school. Like when I say predominantly, when I was in elementary school, it was like 1 to 2 black kids per class. Okay, that's how predominant it was. Hardly any Hispanic kids. I don't even remember. I remember one, but she was Americanized. I don't even know if she speaks Spanish. I don't even know if Spanish is her second language. But you know what I mean. So, but here's where the downfall went. The teacher, and this might be the lack of understanding of minorities, the lack of true training for the teachers. Because I blame the teachers for a long time, but as I've gotten older, you know, I get it now. There was only so much you can do back in 1990, 91, 92. Um, but what the teacher did, when I went to the teacher that third time, the teacher basically said, well, stay away from them. And I'm thinking to myself, but I am. You know what I mean? I am. They're coming to me. And so after the third time, I go back to the teacher, and now she puts me in timeout. Now, the reason she puts me in timeout because she thinks that I provoked them. She thinks I provoked them. This is white privilege at its finest. She never thought to herself, dang, those kids will not leave Billy alone. No, she immediately thought, man, Billy will not leave those kids alone. That's what she said. That's what she thought, I believe. Because there was no logical reason why you're putting me in timeout. So, mind you, this is how it began. Now, granted, I'm a child. My brain is still growing. I'm still learning. But I was able to deduce as a child that, telling the teacher that these kids are picking on me is not working. I need to try another way. So, not on purpose, but just the frustration overload that I went through in being picked on, I eventually lost my temper, and I started getting physical with these kids that were picking on me. Like I said before, this does not make it right. This does not make this. I'm not justifying my actions. I'm giving you how this all began. So, of course, scary black kid gets angry at school. I get put in timeout. Nobody asks me why. Nobody can deduce. I'm trying to tell the teacher they won't leave me alone. They won't leave me alone. They won't leave me alone. But for some reason, it's my fault. Being the black kid. Eventually, I go to the counselor's office. The counselor, even to this day, as a counselor, you would think to be a little more open, understanding, because that's what a counselor is. As far as I'm concerned, the school counselor is like almost like the school therapist. She's not a therapist. He or she is not a therapist. But, they're there to provide a means of helping you through the situation. Every student, whatever situation they're going through, they're there to help give you a means to get through that situation. This particular counselor, and I don't even remember her name. I think I remember her name, but I don't remember her name. But her suggestion was, I need to lose weight. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you told your 7, 8, 9-year-old they need to lose weight and go on a diet, that they can't have candy, ice cream, cake, fried chicken, ham, pork. They can't have none of these great foods that they love so much. Pizza. Can't have pizza anymore? What? Can't drink sodas anymore? What? Do you know how that sounds to a 6, 7, 8, 9 year old? That's blasphemy. That's what that is. It's blasphemy. Now, I'm not saying she wasn't right. Because I did need to lose weight, damn it. I needed to lose weight. I had to lose weight. Change my eating habits. I had to do all of that. I needed to. But, dare I say, it's just a little more difficult for a child of that age. You understand what I'm saying? Unless it's something that is brought up with the child. Like, growing up, granted, we had, like I said, my mom would fix meatloaf, fried chicken, hamburgers, this, that, the other. But she always made us eat our vegetables. She always made me and my brother eat our vegetables. So, as an adult now, I have no problem eating vegetables. The only vegetables I don't like is, the only vegetable I do not like is corn. And most other, like, exotic type of vegetables, like eggplant, Brussels sprouts, stuff like that, has to be cooked a certain way. But for the most part, I eat my vegetables now. That was something I grew up with. If you didn't grow up eating your vegetables as an adult, yeah, you're probably not going to eat your vegetables. It just is what it is. But one thing my parents didn't do, we didn't diet. We didn't cut back on stuff. Shoot, every time we had dinner, it was a meat, a starch, and a vegetable with a glass of Kool-Aid. That's how that was growing up. Now, I have since changed my ways. I rarely drink soda. Soda is like special occasions only. I go to a party, Super Bowl party, birthday party. I might get one soda, and then it's a light soda, like a Sprite. The darkest I'm gonna get is a ginger ale. If it's darker than ginger ale, I'm not drinking it. But for the most part, like, only light sodas, maybe 2 at the most. You know what I'm saying? Now, my other vice is lemonade. I don't get lemonade often, but when I do, that's my vice, man. I don't drink it as often, but I do drink water all the damn time. But enough about my diet. Listen, I'm making this video to show someone, to help someone understand what I went through. You know what I mean? So, you tell a 9-year-old that they need to diet. Why can't they just stop picking on me? But as a 9-year-old, I'm not able to articulate that because I'm not able to understand that's what I want to happen. So what ends up happening, I develop a temper. And I'm just angry kid. I'm just angry all the damn time. It just anything that happens to me unfairly pisses me. It just takes me over the edge. I'll never forget. We were in the library, and we were there for a speaker. We were all sitting down for a speaker, and this white kid, to this day, this is why I have a problem. This is why one of my worst fears is being accused of something that I didn't do. It's simply because of this right here. I just had a flat. Woo! Y'all caught that? Some of y'all caught that. I just like, it was like, you know. So this kid, we were in the library. Of course, the library is quiet. It's quiet. Can't talk too loud in the library. So we're in the library. You can hear a pin drop in the library. This white kid, I swear to y'all, this white kid, he wasn't right beside me, but I say he was about 1 or 2 feet away from me. We were close together, but there were people between us. I'll put it like that. Dude farted like just, and everybody was like, "Who was that?" Yo, this kid, I knew who it was, and I knew it was him because listen, when you fart out loud, it's kind of hard to just play that mother. It's kind of hard to just play it off. You ain't just going, and just sit there like, I wonder who that was. No, you going, oh, but ain't nobody hear that. You know what I'm saying? You gonna make a like an indication that it was you. And sure enough, the dude, when he farted, he was like slouched over. When he farted, he jumped right up like, oh snap. You know what I mean? And then he looked right at me. He turned and looked right at me. And I saw it in his face. He had that look like, I'm about to get this Negro. It was in his mind to do this to me. So he jumps up, he turns, and he sees me. He's like, yo, you ain't gonna say excuse me, Billy? When he did that, and then all the other kids were like, ooh, Billy, that is nasty, Billy. And then the teacher was like, say excuse me, Billy. I went off. It was like, I can't believe this is happening. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, the reason he blamed it on me, because I'm a big dude. Big people fart. For some reason, that's what we believed as kids. Only fat kids fart. Nobody else farts except fat kids. Don't know why that is. Don't know why that was. But that's how it was. It just is what it is. So, of course, I lose my temper. I get kicked out of the I get kicked out of the and put in timeout. So now I done missed the speaker. And now I'm in timeout. And everybody pissed off at me. I'll never forget. We got back to that classroom. And the moment I saw him, I picked a chair up and I threw it. Threw it across the room. Mind you, I know what y'all thinking, like, damn, you're just a child, man. Yo, I picked the chair up and I threw it across the room at him. I wanted to destroy that kid at that point in time. I just wanted. Why? Why would you do something like that? That's why I'm such a big believer of treat other people the way you want to be treated. I'm not out here trying to purposely do anything to anybody. I'm just not. That's not me. That's not who I am. You know, that's not what I believe in. But for some reason, there are a lot of people out here that they have no problem just doing wrong to folks. And I don't understand. But I went through that whole story to get to this point. I needed therapy. And I understand as black folks, therapy is a little expensive. But to sit here and just act like therapy is this horrible thing that is a crutch, or that is almost like it feels like we as black people have to understand there's a difference between mental health and special needs. Because it almost seems like we equate that if you got a mental health issue, that you're mentally disabled. And that's not true. Everybody is dealing with something, with a mental health issue. Everybody. I need anger management. My wife has anxiety. I got a coworker that got PTSD. I got another coworker that has low self-esteem. You know, it just, there are so many people out here who have mental health issues, but they won't go and do anything about it. They won't go and do anything about it, and I don't understand why. Your mental health, we go to the when something's wrong. When something's wrong with our heart, we go to the doctor. Something wrong with our leg, we go to the doctor. Something wrong with our lungs, we go to the doctor. But something wrong with our brain, nah, it just, we, you know, that's just the way they is. That's just the way I am. No, that's mental health. And a lot of people like myself were able to actually sit down, meditate, and think about the things in the past, and we're able to come to a concrete reason why it was the way it was. I have anger management simply because I just felt like I was unfairly, I was treated unfairly. All I wanted those kids to do was stop. Just stop picking on me. That's all I wanted. If they had to stop picking on me, I would have stopped being angry. But I wasn't able to articulate that. That's one thing I am very bad at. I need to see a therapist about that. Why am I so bad at articulating myself? But anyway, I just what I'm trying to explain is black people, we need to start investing in our mental health. This woman is having a baby by a man who doesn't believe in mental health. And he might resent it too. Because as she ends up having this baby and that child grows up, she might take that child to go see a therapist. And God forbid he finds out and feels a certain type of way about it. That's why I tell y'all women, man, do not date an overly aggressive man, a man who's willing to put his hands on you, and do not date a jealous man. Because they don't get it yet. They ain't got it yet. And they probably never will. But that's it. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Give me your feedback. Do you go to therapy? Do you not believe in therapy? Let me know. But I really do think this stigma of black people not going to therapy needs to change. It needs to get better, and you know, it needs to change. It's your boy Billy Mack. Love y'all. Care for y'all. Let's keep this story going. You heard me? It's your boy Billy Mack. Peace.